chapter 16, verse 25. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed.
They was in prison. Say in midnight, Paul and Silas prayed, read.
And sang praises unto the Most High.
And sang praises unto the Most High. They were singing praises to the Most High in the prison.
God.
Read.
And the prisoners heard them.
And the prisoners heard them. Prisoners hearing them singing. Paul and Silas, read.
And suddenly there was a great earthquake.
What happened?
There was a great earthquake.
Suddenly there was a great earthquake, read.
So that the foundations of the prison were shaken. And immediately all the doors were open. And everyone's bands were loose.
You hear that? All the doors are open. Everyone's shackles was loose, man. Read. And chains were loose, read.
Verse 27. And the keeper of the prison, awakening out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword, and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled.
Yeah, let me know, hey, I'm not going to kill myself, because I know I'm done. Because all the prisoners gone, the doors are open, everybody gone. Read.
Verse 28. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm.
Remember, they were singing. And all the prisoners heard them. They got power in this, singing praises to who? The Most High. You see? Do thyself no harm. Don't hurt yourself. He ready to kill himself. Say, do yourself no harm, read.
For we are all here.
Say, everybody's here. Read.
Then he called for a light, and sprang in, and came trembling, and fell down before Paul and Silas, and brought them out, and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved?
Scared to death. Said, what must I do to be saved? Read.
And they said, believe on the Mashiach Yahushua, and thou shalt be saved, and thy house. And they spake unto him the word of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, and to all that were in his house.
Hear that? That's how you be saved. You got to know the word of the Most High. Don't get it twisted. You believe on the Mashiach Yahushua, you still got to believe on the word of the Most High. And they spake the word of the Most High to all his house. Read.
The book of Acts, chapter 16, verse 33. And he took them the same hour of the night, and washed their stripes, and was baptized, he and all his, straightway.
See that? So, you see, they was beat, man. He washed their stripes, man. Their wounds, man. They was beat. He brought them to this house, man. He was baptized in all his house. Read.
And when he brought them into and when he had brought them into his house, he set meat before them, and rejoiced, believing in the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, with all his house.
That's right, man. They believed in the Most High, having faith in the Most High. Especially, but we require a sign, Jews require a sign, you know what I mean? So what better sign than all the prison doors open? He get ready to kill himself. He get ready to take the sword out and kill himself. He's seeing this unbelievable. But he remember, he heard, all the prisoners heard Paul and Silas singing praise to the Most High. Wow, man, what kind of power is this? Read.
Verse 34. And when he had brought them into his house, he set meat before them, and rejoiced, believing in the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, with all his house. And when it was day, and the magistrates sent the sergeants, saying, the sergeants saying, let those men go. And the keeper of the prison told this, saying to Paul, the magistrates have sent to let you go. Now therefore depart and go in peace. Paul said unto them, they have beaten us of openly, uncondemned.
Yes, look, it say they have beaten us openly, in front of everybody, uncondemned. We ain't do nothing, but they beat us. You see? This is what we went through. Examples, read, but Mashiach told Saul that he was going to suffer for what? Since he was against it, had our people put to death behind calling on Bahasham Mashiach Yahushua, he's going to suffer for it. So he's suffering for it. Read.
They have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans, and have cast us into prison. And now do they thrust us out privily.
Yeah, they gonna kick us out of the prison privately. They beat us open in front of everybody, being Romans. See that wisdom that he brought to the table? See, we Romans just like them, like you. See, now you want to cast me out privately? You want to just kick us out privately? Nobody can see that, you have let us go. Read.
Nay, verily. But let them come themselves and fetch us out.
Wow, say no. He ain't leaving prison. Say let them come. The magistrates come and tell us to leave. We can leave. Read. Paul was cold-blooded, man. He was that cool. That dude was hard. He was austere like a Mashiach Yahushua. Read.
And the sergeants told these words unto the magistrates, and they feared when they heard that they were Romans.
Yeah. See? They think they just everyday Jake. They feared when they found out they were Romans. Read.
And they came and besought them and brought them out and desired them to depart out of the city. And they went out of the prison and entered into the house of Lydia.
Lydia.
Of the house of Lydia. And when they had seen the brethren, they comforted them and departed.
Right. So it's very important. Look at go to Matthew the 26th chapter. Look at the Last Supper, the last thing that the Mashiach Yahushua did. We start at 26. We're going to concentrate on verse 30 though. But read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 26. And as they were eating, the Mashiach Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body.
So he took the bread as we do, as we read earlier with the communion. We do this on the Passover. Took this bread, he broke it, he said, take it, this is my body. Remember, we are the body of Mashiach Yahushua. We as the children of Israel that's gathering together, we gather together by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. We are the body of Mashiach Yahushua with many members. Read.
Verse 27. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
Right. That many is a 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. And for the remission of sins, we read that in Acts 5 and 31. Repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Read.
But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So he said he's going to drink this fruit of the vine anymore until he drink it new in the Most High's kingdom. So you got to go through 1,000 years and drink of the vine up. Because the first kingdom is going to be his kingdom. Going to be his kingdom. And then after his kingdom, then the Most High going to be all in all. Mashiach going to be subject to him. So the Most High's kingdom, we're going to be drinking yin yang, y'all. In moderation. But go ahead, listen. He said he ain't going to drink it no more till he drink it in his Father's kingdom. Now, what's the next thing he did, read?
Verse 30. And when they had sung a hymn.
So, what did they do?
When they had sung a hymn.
So, Mashiach Yahushua was singing. He sung, when they had sung a hymn, and just think about this, he knowing that this is Last Supper. That's what I call the Last Supper that he's going to have. It's the Last Supper that he had. Last meal that he had. And he still sang a hymn, read, to the Most High, read.
And when they had sung a hymn, they went out unto the Mount of Olives.
Right. So when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. And that's when he was betrayed by Judas Iscariot, and they came to get him. Get Psalms 119 and 63. Because this fellowship and this unity have to have a purpose, man. Psalms 119 and 63.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee.
Hear that? So, everybody don't fear the Most High. Everybody don't know what the fear of the Most High is. They don't know to be afraid of him. And that's why David is making it clear here. What did he say?
I am a companion of all them that fear thee. And of them that keep thy precepts.
That's right. I am a companion of all them that fear the Most High. And of them that keep the Most High's precepts. That they're the ones that know this word. Through the precept, you get understanding these things. Right? It's the only way you're going to understand this Bible. It's like a puzzle. Verse 104.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 104. Through thy precepts, I get understanding.
Through the precepts, you get understanding. Read.
Therefore, I hate every false way.
That's why you hate every false way. And he hate every false way because they reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, think they reading a book, regular book. And you start dealing with people, you got to read, keep on reading. Right. Reading out of context because you so used to just reading it all the way through. When you get understanding to the precept, like the same thing as in 128. Verse 128.
Verse 1, book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 128. Therefore, I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right.
See? Therefore, I esteem all thy precepts, all your precepts concerning all things to be right. Read.
And I hate every false way.
Say, hate every false way. That's why you got to be Israel. Keep it real. Say, hate every false way. Give me Psalms 133. Psalms 133. Y'all should know this one. Start out verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
See? Read it again.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Yeah. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, man. He's screaming at us. Because it's that important that we hear this. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Read.
It is like the pressing ointment upon the head, that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, commanded the blessings, even life, forevermore.
Amos 3:3. Give me another reader. Pick up at Amos 3:3.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Yeah, can two walk together except they be agreed? Can we walk together except we be agreed? I mean, really, it's saying something here. Can we walk together except we be agreed? That's why 1 Corinthians 1 and 10 says certain things. I mean, you got to look at this, because how can you really walk when you have your own doctrine? You have your own, feelings and emotions about certain things that we don't agree on. How can you really walk together when we in disagreement? So we in such disagreement, and some doctrines can be, detrimental to others, that you don't really come to the knowledge of the full truth that we learned. That's like saying, because a lot of brothers are dealing with trying to eliminate what was taught for so many years. Now all of a sudden, here you come, you're going to eliminate that. Well, if you're going to eliminate that, eliminate all of it. Because you sure don't have anything if you don't deal with what was taught of the past elders. You see what I'm saying? All the work that was done to say it was null and void. Nah, man, you're not gonna bring that to me. I don't want to hear it. Because I know certain things were changed that was not changed prior to brothers leaving. That was changed. That you wasn't there. We talking about 7 days a week. We dealing with this 7 days a week. Understand this. When you just looking at, oh, well, they're nothing. We talking about 7 days a week, every day. We dealing with learning. We dealing with counseling. We dealing with this right, that's wrong. Let's make it right. And it's sad that most ones that learn that are not in the open forefront now. You see what I'm saying? But how can two walk together except to agree? Read this. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. Now can we get another reader?
Come on, ask for another
1
reader.
Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10.
Come on.
Now I beseech you, brethren, by Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushua, that you all speak the same thing.
So we got to speak the same thing. It don't make no sense for you to be here listening and learning and trying to apply what it is that I'm bringing forth, and then you have your own little way that you want to deal with something that's contrary to what majority of us believe in. Like we believe, then somebody they got a whole nother spirit of doctrine what they bring. We're like, nah, man, you can't bring that up in here, because there's too many pages and precepts that we have went over that, we see certain things that we see, and if you see it, you see it. That's why I said we all got to speak the same thing. We got a fellowship with whoever, and it's like sad because you're looking at, and that's where it's been, But initially, it was like just the breakdown, and the way the breakdown came, it was like everybody was on the same page. Nobody deviated. You see what I'm saying? But then, if the breakdown was not right and it was corrected, and you remain with the same breakdown that was corrected, you see what I'm saying? Then we're not speaking the same thing anymore. Well, we all basically spoke the same thing. All of us that came from one West, you know what I mean? I'm talking about in the 90s, 80s, 90s, we all came from the same understanding, you see what I'm saying? So now, in the churches, you can just counsel them out because they not really on the aspect of these precepts as we are. You see what I'm saying? To get the real understanding. They should be listening to learn from us because it's out there. You see, there's no reason why nobody can say I couldn't get it. Ain't nobody have no excuse, man. You see, because we're doing the things that the Mashiach Yahushua done and even greater things. Like right now, I could be going live across the world and live stream. You see what I'm saying? Instantly, instantaneously, where they have to send letters and so forth, and send men out there to the men to be able to teach them and so forth. So it's very important. Read that from the top.
Book of Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment.
Right, we got to be in the same mind, in the same judgment. There be no divisions among us. You see, but that's why I say those spirits have come. Remember, lying spirits come down. They lie. They make those that are caught up in those spirits to believe those lies. You know? But they wasn't there when they said, I made a mistake. That wasn't right. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't there to hear it, you ain't here to see the change, then you don't know about the change. But if you hear about the change, you at least investigate. I would. I'm interested in seeing whatever, you know what I mean? To make sure that I'm right. So I ain't teaching wrong. See what I'm saying? Through the precepts. But it's got to be precepts. It's got to make sense. Because ain't no New Testament. I learned ain't no New Testament. And when I learned wasn't no New Testament, then I got to make it right from what it is that the Most High done said from the old. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't no New Testament now, is it? When you look at Corinthians, was it New Testament? Could Corinthians look at Revelations? Huh? could they read Revelations? What about Paul? Could Paul read Revelations? No, that was given to who? John. On the island of Patmos. In 90 to 96 AD. You see what I'm saying? We fell in 70 AD. Peter and all of them was gone. They was wiped. They was crucified. You was going to say something?
Just through the spirit, I just wanted to, where we just were at, read a verse. Psalm chapter 119, verse 100. Exactly what you were saying. Psalm chapter 119, verse 100. I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts.
Right, that's what them young people be saying. That's what them new age Israelites be saying. They know more than the ancients because they keep the precepts, right? Because they've been taught the precepts, you know what I mean? But they've been taught properly, man. At least go find out. This is my idea, and I'm open for correction. At least find out what it was, what was written, and then precept from there, or make it be something different. Make it be something different. You see what I'm saying? Because these scriptures are not going anywhere, right? They ain't going anywhere. So as we fellowship, we got to fellowship with the proper understanding, man. You know, because there's a lot of different doctrine, and it's so sad because people are really going off the chain behind what they believe. And you know, like you read this scripture about, you know, they know more than the ancients. I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. That new age boy, they know more than they don't even know. All they hear about him. They don't even know him when he was in his prime of dealing with bringing all this information out and you know, bringing all these precepts together, and or Yeshaya or Shah or Kazak or Lahab, any of them. They don't know Yaquab. They heard of these people. You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all probably heard of these people, but you don't know them. You know, Moshe, you don't know nobody who knows him. I mean, y'all don't really know. You know what I mean? They don't know him. And we were all there, you know what I mean, to be able to, the information was coming. That's why we have what we have, man. That's why I say you don't know more than the ancients, man, because you don't know what they knew. You know, open up this cabinet right here. You tell me you know. I don't care who it is. They don't know a lot what's in there. Because they wasn't there. We talking about every day. 7 days a week. Everything being recorded. You see what I'm saying? Everything coming down the pipe, this way it is. You know what I mean? It's just sad that, let's say, New Age Israelites, they know more than the ancients, man. Show me, Israel, in a way that you're going to go in there, that you're going to go to another route where you going to Israel, but you ain't going the way that they say. Go this way. Everybody go this way, and the guy tell you to go that way.
Right.
That's off limits to the world. Show me that. Egypt and so forth, where they said this is what, and the guide is an Israelite.
Right.
You know what I mean? Saying go this way. This is what you need to see. With video, you know what I mean? It's not available out there like that because the cats is not, they're not out there. You know what I mean? But that information has to be exposed for those that really want to see. Syria, the land of Syria, seeing Jacob, a big statue of Jacob, our forefather, that they have there. You ain't seen that on the History Channel. You ain't seen that on the Discovery Channel, right? Come on now. We talking about things that our people have not seen.
Right.
Visiting Europe, going all through Europe, man. Most cats was gone. They wasn't involved with One West at this time. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of information that a lot of brothers and sisters that have not been privileged to. That, you know, proves a lot of what would make the truth be true. And not a lie. But we dealing with, you know, what it is that, that's why I hold fast to what it is that I learned and the Spirit added to it. I can't change the scriptures. The scriptures are there. So when you go to these scriptures, you got to make it mean something different. You feel me? Nobody going to do that. You ain't going to be able to do that. So that's why I read 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. And we're dealing with fellowship. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10 again.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10.
Right.
Now I beseech you, brethren, by Bahashem Mashiach Yahushua, that you all speak the same thing.
You got to speak the same thing, read.
And that there be no division among you.
We don't want to be divided, man. We don't want to be, causing division among each other. We gotta be there for each other. We gotta correct the wrong, and keep it moving. You change, you keep it moving. That's what it's about. We read it earlier. They ain't want to change, right? They ain't want to change, so therefore the Most High hated us and dealt with us accordingly. Read.
But that ye be perfectly joined together.
Perfectly joined together in fellowship, man. As we come together, we got to be perfectly joined together. Read.
In the same mind.
In the same mind, read.
And in the same judgment.
According to the scriptures, man. According to the precepts of the Most High, knowing it. But you can't be like that if you don't know Him. You don't know. You don't know. You know, you can't go on your own dome how you think or how you feel. It's got to be according to the scriptures. Read.
For it has been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you.
See, even then it was contentions among the brotherhood. You know, trying to fellowship together in the love thy neighbor as thyself. Read.
Now this I say, that every one of you saith, I am of Paul.
This is what you're dealing with all these different camps and different churches, man. I am of this camp, or I'm of this church. I'm of this leader. You know, I'm of this leader. Read.
And I of Apollos.
And I of Apollos. Read.
and I of Cephas.
This is all it is I'm of this camp, I'm of that camp, I'm of this church, I'm of that church, I'm of this leader, I'm of that leader. Read.
And I of Hamashiach.
And I of Hamashiach. The most important. Read.
Is Hamashiach divided?
Is Hamashiach divided? Is Hamashiach divided? No. Read.
Was Paul crucified for you?
Was Paul crucified for you, or was your leader crucified for you, or whoever you believe in crucified for you? Read.
Or were ye baptized in the name of Paul?
Were you baptized in the name of Paul? Were you baptized in the name of whoever your leader is? Read.
I thank the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai, that I baptized none of you.
So I thank the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai. I ain't baptized none of you. Read.
But Crispus and Gaius.
Letting you know how our people are. This is letting you know how our people are. Don't get it twisted. Read.
Lest any should say that I had baptized in my own name.
Wow, he said, wow, they'll start saying that he baptized in his own name and canceled out of Mashiach Yahushai. You know, we got to baptize by Hashem of Mashiach Yahushai. It tells us that in Acts 2:38. Read.
And I baptized also the household of Stephanus. Besides, I know not whether I baptized any other.
That's right, man. So, get Romans 16:17. It's very important. And see, the thing about this is, I've seen throughout the years, brother try and cancel out one part of it. We're going to deal with all of it.
Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
So, it said we got to mark them that cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. And what?
And avoid them.
You have a right to avoid them, because they cause divisions and offenses. They're offending people, and they're causing division among us. You have a right to avoid them. You don't have to be gathered or fellowship with everybody, because they cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which we have learned, which we got to be fellowshipping with each other and love thy neighbor as thyself. You have a right to what?
Avoid them.
Avoid them, read.
For they that are such serve not our power Hamashiach Yahushai.
Yeah, they don't serve Hamashiach Yahushai. Some don't even stop saying Hamashiach Yahushai. Eventually you're going to see it. Why? Because then it was not in them. This is not just a formality. This ain't something that you're just doing as a saying, a hip saying. By Shema Mashiach Yahushai. This ain't no hip saying, man. This spiritual power. Going to the Most High. Mashiach Yahushai going to the Most High on our behalf. And it's very important. They ain't asking about you, Yahushai. They ain't asking about you, Jesus. They ain't asking about you, Yeshaya, or Yeshua, or Yehoshua. They asking about you, Hamashiach. The Messiah, the anointed. There's only one. That's why it's very important. He told Peter, flesh and blood have not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father in heaven have revealed this to him. So he told him at that point, he said, I build this foundation of the church, you my rock upon you. For that same, for understanding this, man. It's very, very important. Read.
For they that are such serve not our power, Hamashiach Yahushai.
They don't serve Hamashiach Yahushai. I don't care how many in the name of Jesus or Baal Shem Yahushai or Baal Shem Hamashiach Yahushai, Baal Shem Yeshaya, or whatever name they use, Yehoshua. They don't serve Hamashiach Yahushai. Read.
But their own belly.
But their own belly, because they looking for to be somebody in hell. You can't be what the Most High told us through a Mashiach Yahushai. Mashiachim. You can't belong to a Mashiach and you serving your own belly. You see? Read.
And by good words and fair speeches.
Good words and fair speech. Speak very well. You know, got people listening and everybody's tuned into what they're saying. Read.
Deceive the hearts of the simple.
Deceive the minds of who?
The simple.
The simple. A bunch of simple Simons, if they call it. A bunch of simpletons. That's why I say, how long you simple ones when you love simplicity? I mean, it ain't even hard to have them duped because they are what? They are what? Simple. They simple. Read. That's all I want on that. So that's really important, man, that we look at this and we grow accordingly as it is written so that we don't get caught up in trying to come up with another type of doctrine that will cause you maybe to miss out. Look at 1 Corinthians 5 and 9. So we dealing with fellowship. So we got to understand a lot on fellowship, who you can be around, who you can get with, and who you really can lock into. Because you have people that's really looking at trying to bring their doctrine or how they believe into other brothers, you know, camps and surroundings. That's not wrong. Or I think they're trying to come over here with me. Well, I want you to be with me instead of over there. But was I watching everything? Read this. You've got a right to avoid certain people. Read.
Chapter 5.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators.
Hear that? He said, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, man. Fornicators. What's a fornicator? Joanna, what's a fornicator? Besides that, they can say adulterers. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes? Anyone else?
I was gonna say spiritual fornication.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta look at it, because without that, you're dealing with just whatever the world says it is. You see what I'm saying? Because when you deal with spiritual fornication, now you're going to so many other things, right? Get Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. So now you're looking at what is it that will take you into this. So read this.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
Right, so the devising of idols, man, was the beginning of spiritual fornication. Now all the gods of the nations are what? Idols. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta examine what it is and how you believe. Like I say, most of us been Edomanized, so therefore we be de-Edomanized, so that you're coming out of the curriculum, the mindset of how we've been programmed to think. And when you look at the diabolical plans that were put out against us, the Willie Lynch letter, keep us divided amongst each other, the old against the young, the light against the dark, and the ones that's living a certain lifestyle, and those not living a certain lifestyle, and looking at each other and putting each other down. You see? Until this day, it's still in effect. Stockholm syndrome, all the things that will have us not do what the Most High say. Love the Most High with all our heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. So anything other than that, all the law based upon them two principles: how we serve the Most High and how we serve each other. Now, when it comes to the point where you see that that's not being able to be done, somebody is avoiding dealing with this love. That's what it's about. You love me, do what? Keep my commandments. So they missing the point of the love of the Most High, who loves Jacob. Why we gotta love each other and not be offensive and cause divisions among each other. You gotta know. I mean, you can still be brothers, but it's a certain line that you gotta be upon, man, before the Most High gonna start dealing with you. He gonna, like I say, that mercy and grace gonna lift up. And everybody, I mean, you don't belong to no man. We Mashiach you. We belong to Mashiach. And Mashiach is the Most High, you see? But man is trying to have men, like they say, oh, you my fruit. No, you don't belong to no man. We belong to a Mashiach. If not, then see if that man gonna save you. Because that's what's happening, I see. Where's the Mashiach and the Most High, especially being exalted? It's Israel, man. In spiritual fornications, when you start to go away from the Most High. You see? Which starts with what? What make you go away from the Most High? Huh? The devices of idols. But what spirit makes you to go away from the Most High? Spirit of what? Huh? Pride. There you go. Pride, man. Pride. Which is contrary and opposite of being humble. See, the Most High watching everything, man. That's why we got to really look at this to the best of our ability to be pleasing in His eyes. Heck with man. When you please man, and you be making the Most High mad. You see what I'm saying? That's why we got to know what's right from wrong. So, read that from the top.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12.
Right.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
See? The invention of them the corruption of life. To corrupt your life, man. Read.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
That's right. Say they wasn't from the beginning. The Most High gonna cut them off. They ain't gonna be forever. Come on.
For by the vainglory of men.
Read that again.
For by the vainglory of men.
Vain. For by the vain. Read it again.
For by the vainglory of men.
See? By the vainglory of men. Trying to be somebody in hell. You understand this? Trying to be someone in hell. We supposed to give all the glory to the Most High, man. Better give Him the glory. Praise the Most High, man. Not when they want to praise you and exalt you, you better give the praise to the Most High. That's what works. That's the solution. You see, all the things that He did to us, hated us, what's the end result? What did He say? He gave us to the enemies. They that hated us, ruled over us. In the end, what did He say? What did He say? I just asked you already. One time before. What did He say? That's right. Praise the Most High. Blessed be the Most High. Blessed be the Most High. Okay, what did He do? Blessed be the Most High. Praise the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Y'all better learn to say it. You don't. He said His mercies and His mercies ain't gonna last forever. His grace ain't gonna last forever, man. How you think people gonna be, like He said, let the multitude perish then? What are you saying? That was born in vain. What do you think He's saying? He's gonna be killing a whole lot of people, man. He the one that killed. Somebody died. He said, oh, they killed him. Yeah, the Most High allowed them to die. Many a time, death was right there. Didn't happen because it wasn't your time to die. You was held up. Could have been rolling down the street and Satan had probably let a truck run over you or something happened to you. No, you was held up because it wasn't your time, man. So nothing happened to you. If it's your time, it's your time. I don't care. You can't stop it. We cannot stop it. Everybody's days are numbered. If it's your time, it's your time. But see, when you look at how it says, for by the vainglory of men, see, they entered into the world. And it's what it is now, man. Worthless glory where? Right here in America. Trying to be somebody in America. That's why I give the Most High all the praise, man. If you, the Most High, matter of fact, the Most High, look, better understand this. You looking for man, I look for man all you want. You better understand this and overstand this point, man. Look at right there. Get Psalm 75. Talk to me, Most High, and verse 6. Shoot. Better ask somebody. Read that.
Psalms chapter 75, verse 6.
No.
For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
That's right, man. The Most High. Promotion cometh not, neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another, man. This is what he does, read.
For in the hand of the Most High, Will Mashiach Yahushua, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them, cut, and drink them.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Salakia. But I will declare forever. I will sing praises to the power of Jacob.
That's right, man. So the Most High the one that get an exaltation, man. He the one that set up, put down one and set up another, man. This from him. He the one get a promotion. And you look at anyone, Mashiach said, he that exalted himself shall be what? Abased. And he that humbled himself shall be what? Exalted, man. So he want a broken and contrite spirit. Y'all don't take away your manhood, because we still got to do what we got to deal with it as a man. You see? So read on in read that last verse in Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 14.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 14. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
Right. They're going to come shortly to an end, man. Now go back to 1 Corinthians 5 and 9. So, you know, people saying you're not supposed to avoid people. Shoot, you telling you a million times you're going to have a right to avoid people. Read this.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 9.
Right.
I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators.
So I wrote to you an epistle not to company, not the fellowship with fornicators. Read.
Yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world.
That's right, man. You're going to go back out into the world, and you're going to leave out of the world of who? You're going to leave out of the world of who? The world. Do we need to go to Isaiah 45:17? Read that.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High, Will Mashiach Yahushua, with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded. world without end.
Yeah, so that's the world that you want to remain in. Because when you leave, then you what? What world do you have? What choice you have? What world you have? I mean, what world is it? If you leave the world like you here as an Israelite, you leave for being an Israelite, you go out, you go back out where? Into the world, you going back and you're the enemy of the Most High. You at war, you're going to be at war with the Most High. And who's waiting on you? Huh? Who's waiting on you? What's waiting on you?
Spirits.
That's right. What kind of spirits? It's seven. Seven is the number of completion. That's why you hear me say a complete number, because it's 7 is the number of completion, right? So a complete number of spirits are waiting on you to destroy you, and your end gonna be worse than when you came into the truth, man. Whatever you was going through, it's gonna be worse, because you're gonna get a complete number of spirits that's worse than that spirit that came out of you when you were cleaned up through the word, and your end gonna be worse than it was then. Where you at? 1 Corinthians 5 and 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you, not to keep company, if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator.
Yeah, say don't even be around them. You ain't got a fellowship with them. They are fornicator. All the things that you have mentioned also dealing with spiritual fornication. You know, they dealing with things that will take you off of your path in following the Most High. Read.
Or covetous.
Or covetous. These are things that breaks the laws of the Most High. Thou shalt not covet. In the 10 Commandments, he's telling you, you're supposed to covet another man's whatever he have. Read.
Or an idolater.
Idolater. You know what an idolater is? What's an idolater? You the armor bearer. You the last one to answer. Anyone else? Huh?
Someone who worships idols?
So we worship idols like what? What's the main idol our people idolizing? Yeah. What's the main one that they always have a problem with? Kind. You gotta speak up. I can't hear you. Caesar Borgia, right? That white image of Jesus Christ that they painted by Michelangelo. Go ahead.
Or a railer.
Or a railer. A railer, that's the one that's always arguing. Going back and forth, you know. Read.
Or a drunkard.
Or what?
Drunkard.
Or a drunkard. Those that get drunk. You know, you have a right not to be around them. Not to fellowship with them. Read.
Or extortioner.
Those that trying to get money out of our people all the time. Read.
With such a one, no, not to eat.
Not to even be part of their company.
For what have I to do to judge them, also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? But them that are without, the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, judge it. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
So it let you know certain principles of the spirits, how people are operating, are wicked. And you have a right to put away these people that are following certain things, certain ways away from you as you fellowship. You don't have to deal with that. You do not have to deal with that. You know, that's why he's trying to bring in those that have a humble and contrite spirit, man, to be able to flow with the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, as he will have you flow, man. That's why I get Matthew 18 and 15. This is the way you're supposed to do things pertaining to the brotherhood of you young brothers, man. Read this.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Right, so if your brother transgress against you, you go talk to him between you and him alone before you just bring it to talking about the brother behind his back, or, you go to your brother alone. Read.
If he shall bear thee,
If he shall hear you,
or if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
if he hear you, you gain your brother. Everything goes back to square one where you cool again, right?
But if he will not hear thee,
But if he don't want to hear you, he don't hear you, read.
then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Like he said, if he don't want to hear you, then you take 2 or 3 witnesses, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. Read.
And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
If you don't want to hear the 2 or 3 witnesses after you went to him to try and win your brother back to, being a brother, see, then you tell it to everyone. But we the church, the people are the church, so that's when you can tell everyone, this is going on, what's going on with them. Read.
But if he neglect to hear the church,
You want to neglect to hear the church, read.
let him be unto thee as an heathen man.
That's a what?
As an heathen man.
Let him be as a heathen man, read.
And a publican.
And the publican, man. Cast him out like a heathen man and the publican.
Verily I say unto
That's
you.
all I wanted. That's all I want. Get James 5. I want you to read verse 16.
James chapter 5 verse 16. Confess your faults one to another.
We're supposed to confess our faults one to another. Therefore, it's like everybody that's like, oh, I can't. You think everybody's perfect because nobody. You don't confess your faults one to another. How can you be corrected for whatever it is that you need to be corrected? That you can hopefully your name be written in the book of life. That's what it's all about. That we're doing things that will warrant us to be, our names to be written in the book of life. Read.
And pray one for another, that ye may be healed.
That you may be healed. Read.
The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
That's right. That's why a lot of times when you look at going through situations, then no one knows and people have left. You want to turn the fan on? Turn the fan on now. Look, people know that they're going through changes, but no prayers are going up for you because you haven't confessed your faults. You haven't confessed whatever it is that you're dealing with that you need prayer for. Well, we all can pray. It's been times, man, I know I had to go through, so I asked everybody to pray for me. Straight up. It's been times, everybody pray for me. I'm ready to go through something. I know. Not everybody praying. We all pray. We pray for certain things, and we got what we prayed for. I'll show myself, hallelujah, to the Most High, man. When we all were on the same mind and we all prayed for the same thing, we received what it is that we prayed for, man. And it was a miracle. Straight up. Like we asked for a school, the man said, what do you want? What do you want? You want this one? You want this? You want that? I was like, wow, this is crazy. And it's like, we can't bring you in here like this. They have to, a certain way, they have to make it be to be perfect for us, man. It was like, I was like, wow. But miracles, seeing miracles where people don't know why they acting. I understand because I know we pray. All praise to the Most High, man. Get James 5. You at James 5, continue to read.
Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are.
That's it. That's Isaiah, read.
And he prayed
No, I mean, Elijah, read.
earnestly